Hello, welcome to Morning Flow with Leo Bray from Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs. I should say, on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs. If you're not familiar with the space, this is not Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center. This is my house. It's my studio. Sometimes I'm in the studio there, sometimes I'm in the studio here. We're here on Zoom every day. Visit us at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook to check out the schedule. And there's a tip jar there where you can make electronic contributions to support our classes on Zoom, which end up on YouTube. And Thursday through Sunday mornings, you can join us in person if you're local, outdoors, at a distance. People wear masks when they arrive, all those good things. We have sanitizer and contact tracing, sign up sheet, all the things we need to do to be safe. Today we'll start out in a reclined posture. If you've got yoga blocks, you might use yoga blocks for this. You can bring the soles of your feet together, and you might have the blocks like that under your legs for support. Come down onto your back, and if it's easier to come onto your back and then bring your feet together, that's fine too. Some people find that's easier for them. And having the blocks under your legs, you could also use like a pillow, a rolled up blanket, or a spare yoga mat rolled up under each leg. It makes the posture more passive to let the props support your legs. Your hands might just simply rest on the floor, or you can rest your hands on your body, maybe feeling the movement of your breath or feeling your heartbeat or just the grounding weight of your hands where it feels nice. Bring your attention to your breath. Not actively directing or trying to change the breath, just focus on it. And just by bringing your attention there, your breath will probably slow down and get deeper. That's generally what happens. But just observe whatever happens with your breathing as you focus on it. Making the focus the inquiry, the observation, rather than having a target or expectation. We talked in yesterday's morning session about aparigraha, non-grasping, non-attachment, non-holding. And a lot of that work can be done around expectations, managing expectations, having fewer expectations. I don't know that any of us can completely eliminate having them, but we look to reduce. Practice makes progress. Progress, not perfection. Perfection is a myth. As your breathing slows and your body accepts the support of the ground, maybe of the other props if you're using other props, scan your body and see if you can detect any grasping in the muscular sense. Can you feel a place where you're tensing and you didn't know about it? Any areas where you detect some tightness or some soreness, you might think of sending your breath to that spot. Sending some openness, some room, some space into this tightness you detect. And if as you scan your body you don't detect any sore spots or tight spots, congratulations. That's great. Now, any such issues that you do detect as you scan your body, make note of them so that during our practice together, you can keep them in mind and skip or modify whatever you need to accommodate these things that are going on in your body this morning. And thinking about non-attachment, non-grasping, reducing expectations. Maybe set an intention to simply be in each moment. Simply experience each posture, each movement for what it is without aiming at a goal, without expecting a result. In each moment, in each breath, to simply be, simply observe, witness yourself, honor your experience, whatever it may be. Let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth with a sigh. Bring your hands to the outsides of your knees. Let your arms do the work here of lifting your knees towards each other. Let the soles of your feet rest on the mat. If you had some props under your legs, move them out of the way. Draw your knees up towards your chest and hug your knees. Explore rocking side to side or rolling in circles to massage your back against the floor. And holding onto your right knee, extend and lower your left leg down along the floor. Reach your right arm out to the side. Use your left arm to draw your right knee over to the left and turn your head towards your right hand. Try to keep your shoulder blades on the floor. And let yourself unwind, come back to your center, and switch legs. Draw your left knee in, hold on to it. Extend and lower your right leg and your left arm. Bring your knee to the right and turn your head to the left. Come back to center. Draw both knees in. Inhale, reach your arms and legs all the way out. And exhale, curl up in a ball again. Take a few more breaths, a few more of those full body stretches. Use the whole inhale to lengthen. Use the whole exhale to curl up. And then we'll start to sit up. So you might just tip gently to one side, plant your hand and press up to a seat, or you can hold on to your legs and rock front to back, or rock front to back without holding onto your legs if you want to play with some core engagement, maybe pausing at the top of your rocking. Some of us like to do that. And sit up when you're ready. Pardon me. Wet whistle. Find a comfortable seat or kneel if you'd rather. Feel your grounding contact. Think about the length of your spine, crown of your head reaching towards the ceiling, sitting tall without being rigid or stiff. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head tip back. Exhale, bring your heart back, let your head tip forward. A few more rounds of breath. After your next exhale, sit up tall again. Reach your hands to the sides, rest your fingertips on the floor so you stay long in your spine. Inhale, reach your left arm up alongside your ear. And exhale, reach across to the right. Feel for length from your hip up through your fingertips. And try to stay anchored in your seat. Try to keep both those cheeks on the ground. Inhale, come upright. Exhaling, we'll come into a twist. Bring your left hand to the floor behind you and your right hand across. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, invite your body to twist some more. See about working your way up from the waist. And remember, not aiming at a target, not any particular degree of twist, just feeling into how much twist feels helpful, beneficial, informative, continuing to listen to your body. Let yourself unwind, come back to center. Inhale, reach your right arm up alongside your ear. And as you exhale, reach to the left. Staying grounded in your seat, feeling for length all through your right side. Inhale to come up. As you exhale, come into that twist on this side. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, find your way into the right amount of twist for this side. Come on back to center. And let's come up onto our hands and knees. Bring your hips above your knees. Bringing your knees above your hips would be rather sudden from this position. Bring your shoulders above your wrists or behind your wrists if being right above your wrists is too much on your wrists. Reach your left foot back and press into the ball of your foot. Feel your leg lengthen and your hip open. Ease off the pressure on your foot and sweep it out to the side. See if you can bring your foot in line with your hip. Let it come to rest over here. We're going to do a little rocking movement. A little goes a long way. Be mindful of the sensation here on the inner thigh of the extended leg. Exhale, sit back a little toward your right heel. Inhale, glide forward. Keep exploring that gently. See how much feels helpful. Maybe the movements grow bigger, maybe they stay small. Next time you rock forward, pause with the rocking. Walk your hands forward. We're going to bring our upper body into a shape like downward facing dog. Arms extended out, let your head relax down between your arms, let your neck disengage. And then scoot your hands over to the right. Maybe a foot, maybe a little more. And think about sending your right hip a couple inches towards your right heel. Give a push into your hands. And slowly walk your hands back to center line. And then back in towards you. Sweep your foot back behind and bring that knee back down. Let's take a few cow and calf breaths. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head and tailbone go up. Exhale, bring your heart up, let your head and tailbone come down. And then come back to table. Reach back and press into the ball of your right foot. Take a couple breaths. Relax the pressure on your foot and slide it out to the side. Remember to start small. A little goes a long way. Be mindful of the sensation on your inner right thigh. Exhale, sit back a bit. Inhale, glide forward. It's okay to probe, gently exploring resistance. We don't want to try to push through anything painful. So instead of looking to feel something in particular, just notice what you are feeling. Notice where there's sensation, the quality of the sensation, the intensity, and you can adjust the movement to accommodate what's going on for you, to explore your experience, your response. Next time you rock forward, stop rocking, walk your hands forward, Release your neck, let your head come down. And walk your hands over to the left. Give that push into your hands. And walk your hands back to center and back in into your shoulders. Sweep your foot back and bring your knee down. Take some cow and cat breaths. And then slowly make your way to child's pose. Bring your big toes together. If you like, you can widen your knees further apart. If your knees are sensitive, you might keep them in closer. Sit back towards your heels. Walk your hands forward. Let your head come down to the floor or to rest on the back of your hands or on a yoga block. Let your head rest on something so your neck can disengage more effectively. Scan your body. Notice what's going on. What feels different from the body scan you did at the beginning of practice? There are no wrong answers. Maybe you can't tell. That's an answer. That's information. Sometimes when we ask a question, whether it's out loud or it's something internal, we get hung up on having this need for an answer. I don't know is an answer. I don't know can be the beginning of wisdom. It leaves room for an answer later. I don't know is some non-attachment, isn't it? Inhale, bring yourself forward and up. Make your way back to table, and we'll start to stand into a forward fold. You might have your blocks under your hands here to give you more room to move your leg. There they are. Your blocks under your hands, when you go to do this, step your foot forward, there's more room between your torso and the floor than your leg. Then step the other foot forward. You might keep your blocks and rest your hands on them, or set them aside, let your hands hang in the air or drag on the floor. Sway back and forth, bending and straightening your legs. Whatever degree of bending, whatever degree of swaying feels beneficial to that body of yours right now. Your body is not my body. We can do similar things and have very different experiences. We can do the exact same thing and have very different experiences internally, different sensations, different results. Think heavy arms, heavy head. And very slowly shake your head no. And nod your head yes. Inhale, lift up halfway, press your hands to your shins, and feel for the crown of your head reaching forward away from your tailbone. Picture your torso parallel to the floor. Exhale, relax down. Inhale, roll slowly to standing. Bring your hands together overhead. Exhaling, bring your hands to your heart. Let your hands hang at your sides. Lift your left shoulder towards your ear. Shift it back. Let it down. Lift your right shoulder up. Send it back and let it down. Inhale, reach out to the sides. Exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself. Bring your chin towards your shoulder. Let your chin roll towards your sternum. Then up towards the other shoulder. Back down towards your sternum. Back up to your shoulder. And look forward again. Inhale, open your arms. Exhale, cross them the other way. Reach for your shoulder blades. Turn your chin towards your shoulder. We'll roll back and forth down past the sternum. Up to the other shoulder. Down past the sternum. Back to the other side. Turn back to center. Inhale, open up again. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, let your arms come down. Inhale your arms out and up. Interlace your fingers. Flip your palms up. Look up at your hands. Lift up your heart. Inhale to bring yourself upright. Exhale to bend to the left. Feel for length through both arms. Try to keep your right heel down. Inhale, come up. Exhale to bend to the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, let your arms come down. And bring your hands to your heart. You're going to play with some balancing. Set your eyes on something that won't move. Something at eye level. You're welcome to step over by the wall or by a piece of furniture for support so you have something to grab onto as we see about maybe standing on one leg. Shift your weight from one leg to the other with your feet on the ground. This is like reminding each leg that it could maybe hold all the weight, or at least that it can take much more weight than the other one. And when you're ready, drop the weight into your left leg. Let that knee stay soft. Don't lock your knee up. Turn your right toes out to the side so your feet are perpendicular, and it's okay to look down and check that. See if your feet are perpendicular. Bring your heel up onto your ankle. So playing with tree pose could be right there. No matter where this foot ends up, the knee's always going to be tracking out to the side. So you might check in with your knee by bringing your hand down here. Maybe you stay here. Maybe the sole of your foot rests on your calf. The one thing you don't want to do is press sideways on your knee. Calf is okay. Ground is okay. Thigh is okay. But don't push on your knee because you're attaching to the goal of getting to your thigh. Your hands can stay here, or the branches of your tree can go anywhere you want. And maybe there's breeze in your branches, or maybe your tree is more still. And anytime you might put that foot down and pick it up again. That might be a choice because you feel fatigue, or you feel maybe a cramp or some other discomfort. Maybe it's not a choice and your foot just slips. It's okay either way. If your hands are elsewhere, bring them back to your heart. And bring your knee forward and let your foot down. And shake that leg you were standing on. Maybe the other one, maybe everything. Maybe your arms, maybe your face, maybe your butt. Shake that out. Shake out what you want. When you're ready, you can bring your hands back to your heart and shift your weight from side to side a few times and reset everything. When you feel ready, let the weight come into your right leg. Turn your left toes out. Start to draw your heel in, up onto your ankle. Each side might be different. Allow for these differences. Maybe you come to your calf. Maybe you stay there, or maybe you come to your thigh. Maybe your hands stay here, or maybe they explore other positions. So my body told me as I started to come into this, that this side needed a different expression. Something going on in my knee told me it's not a good day to put my foot on my thigh. So I didn't do that. Listening to your body, maybe it will tell you something else to try. You feel a need for some more movement, some more stretch somewhere else. Bring your hands back to your heart. And sometimes we fall. Shake things out. I didn't even say the rest of the cues to come out. So sometimes we decide to come out of a pose, sometimes it just happens. Let's come down and have a seat. Falling is part of the practice. It doesn't have to be every time, but we allow room for it to happen. I remind myself not to go crazy trying not to fall. It's good for me to show others that it's okay to fall. Let's have a seat and bring our strap within reach where we can find it. Extend your legs forward and flex your feet back towards you. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, fold down over your legs. Inhaling, walk your hands up your legs and sit up. So strap is within reach. Bring your blocks within reach too if you got them. Come down onto your back. Scoot your heels in towards your butt. Soles of the feet planted, knees pointing up. So we'll do a little bit with bridge pose before we do our stretching with the strap. You might put a block between your knees on the middle position. Press into the soles of your feet and inhale to lift your hips up. And you can bring the other block under your sacrum and exhale, lower down onto your block. Now, if you don't have blocks, you might use a foam roller, you might use pillows, you might stack your hands and rest your sacrum on the back of your hand for supported bridge. Or you might opt for more active exploration of bridge pose and continue floating up and down. Inhale to lift up and exhale to lower. You can keep doing that. I'm opting for the supported posture because this is what my body's calling for. You might float up and down a few times and then come into your supported bridge. If you're in the supported bridge, let's get ready and come out. Inhale and lift up off your block. Move it out of the way. Exhale, let yourself come down. Take a couple breaths, just pausing after you land. And move the blocks well out of the way. And we'll play with our strap. I'm just going to reorient myself here for the sake of camera work. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Grab your strap, open it up, and run it under your feet. Hold one end in each hand. Now, before we go on from here, notice your contact with the floor. You want to keep the back of your head and your shoulder blades and your sacrum on the floor and reach your feet up. So your arms and your strap and your legs are long, but you're still grounded nicely. Point your toes up at the ceiling. Point your toes down towards your face. Let your feet relax. Slide your feet apart, keeping them inside your strap there. And then gently pull on both ends of the strap to help your feet come back together. So we're going to explore 4 positions here, 2 for each side, and we're going to spend a couple minutes in each one and just explore what happens when we do that. Take the right foot out, press the back of your right leg down to the floor, pressing your heel and your calf to the floor. Hold both parts of your strap with your right hand. Reach your left arm to the side. Now you want to see if you can keep your shoulder blades on the floor and draw your leg over to the right and turn your head to the left. Then I'm just going to count a couple dozen breaths. I find a couple dozen of my breaths is about 2 minutes. I'm not using a stopwatch or anything here. Just keeping that gentle, guiding tension on the strap drawing the leg over there. See what happens in the hip, the lower back. Maybe you find a little more release. Maybe the leg drifts a little lower, but just be curious and just observe. Not trying to yank my leg towards the ground. I'm inviting it in that direction and letting it go as far as it wants to go. And I never know how far it's going to go until I'm in the posture. Each breath is a question. Do you want to go further? Nice and slowly, bring everything back to center. Now take the strap in your left hand. Take your right hand, press down on the front of your right hip bone. We want to try to keep this cheek on the ground, keep the pelvis from rolling. Let your limbs fall open to the left. If it doesn't feel good to you to have your leg hanging in the air, you might put your prop under your leg, your block, bolster, roller, pillow between your leg and the floor, because some people don't like how this feels. So the strap is just supporting the leg. And depending on what's going on in your leg and your hip, you might find as the posture maybe evolves a bit, maybe a little more tension on the strap or less tension on the strap is needed. Respond to what your body asks for. Maybe the hip wants to open some more, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it wants to open less. Sometimes your leg will touch down on the ground. Sometimes it's a surprise. We didn't think it was going to do that. And sometimes it doesn't touch down. That's totally okay. Your hip may or may not continue to open. It may or may not bring your leg to the floor. If your leg does touch down on the floor, your hip may continue to open beyond that. Maybe increasing the tension on the strap brings even more opening. Always to come out of this one, we want to go really nice and easy. Take your time, be very gentle. Bring those limbs back to center line. Raise your right leg up, step your right foot into your strap. Take your left foot out, press your left leg down. Reach your right arm to the side. Bring your leg over towards the left and turn your head to the right. Softly come back up to center. Take the strap in your right hand. Press down on the front of your left hip. Let your limbs fall to the right. Very gently come back up to center. Lift your left leg and draw your knees in. Set your strap aside. You can hug your knees and rock and roll on your back. Reach your feet towards the ceiling. Reach your hands up, take hold of your legs or your feet in any way you like. Play with bending and straightening your arms and legs. You can play with inverting and happy baby pose as long as you like. When you feel complete, make your way to your final resting pose, which might be corpse pose, the classic sort of standard option. Legs extended, feet splayed open, hands resting by your sides, out past your hips. It's more important to be comfortable than to be in that specific posture. So if it's not comfortable to lie flat in corpse pose, make yourself comfortable, whatever that might look like for you. Maybe you use props. Maybe your hands are resting on your body. Only you know what's comfortable. When you find your comfortable stillness, allowing adjustments, allowing movements. If something isn't comfortable that was comfortable a minute ago, you can change position. Your breath slowing down, and maybe you just focus on your breathing. Maybe you reflect on non-grasping, non-attachment, letting go of results and expectations. Aparigraha. Maybe you detach from focusing at all. Start to give yourself some deeper breaths. Slowly begin moving bit by bit. Allowing small movements to lead to bigger and bigger movements. Continuing to listen to your body, or resuming listening to your body. Moving mindfully. Not rushing. When you're ready for bigger movements, gently make your way back up to a seated or kneeling position. Bring your hands to your heart. And thank you for sharing practice today. The light within me sees and bows to that same light within you. Namaste. Again, this is Leo Bray on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs. We have classes every day online and 4 days a week in person outdoors. Visit us at Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook or urbanyoga.org on the web to check out the schedule and make contributions via the tip jar as you're able and move to do so. Have a wonderful day. Questions and feedback are always welcome too.